Friends, today we're sharing a shocking and mysterious story that will leave you speechless. This is the tale of how a powerful and wealthy Arab man forcefully built a dark, abusive relationship with a helpless woman, one filled with coercion, exploitation, and imprisonment. How did that rich man imprison the woman against her will? And what happened when her husband discovered the horrifying truth? Stay with us. This story is full of betrayal, revenge, love, and suspense that will keep you on the edge of your seat. If you like it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful true stories. Let's begin. It was just another scorching afternoon in Saudi Arabia when I got a text from my employer asking me to fix a broken air conditioner in an upscale neighborhood. I noted the address and headed out quickly. I worked as an AC technician, traveling from house to house, fixing issues and sending payment receipts to my employer. Occasionally, customers would tip me, and I'd gladly accept the extra few rials. Upon reaching the address, I rang the doorbell. A young boy opened the door. Judging by his appearance and fluent Urdu, I assumed he was Pakistani. He asked politely, "Yes, how can I help you?" "I'm here to repair your AC," I replied, and asked him to call his father. Moments later, a man came out, an Arab. I was slightly surprised. I had assumed it was a Pakistani household. Then I reasoned maybe the child had a Pakistani mother, and this man was the Arab father. The man guided me inside to the drawing room where the faulty air conditioner was located. I got to work. After about an hour, the cool air started flowing again. As I began packing my tools, the Arab man said warmly, "Wait, brother. Have some tea before you go." I gratefully agreed. Just then, a woman entered the room carrying a tray of tea. When I looked up, I staggered in shock. It was Miriam, my wife, whom I had believed to be dead for years. I was frozen. Confusion clouded my mind. How could she be alive? I rushed toward her, my voice trembling. "Miriam, how are you here? What happened?" But the Arab man quickly stepped between us, his voice sharp. "Who are you? What do you think you're doing talking to my wife?" He was calling her Zarina, but I was absolutely certain that she was Miriam. My Miriam. Anger surged through me. "This woman is my wife," I shouted. "How dare you marry another man's wife?" The Arab man grabbed my collar, furious. "Be careful what you say. She's my wife and mine alone." Miriam, visibly terrified, left the room without saying a word. The man shoved me out of the house and slammed the door. I stood outside, heart pounding, mind reeling. Tears blurred my vision. Memories of Miriam overwhelmed me. How we met, how we lived, how I believed I had lost her forever. How could this be happening? Was she really alive all these years? How did she end up here? My legs gave way. I sat on a bench down the street, burying my face in my hands. My thoughts drifted back to our days in Pakistan. Miriam and I came from modest families. I was a simple mechanic and AC technician. She was the daughter of a poor man, stunningly beautiful, yet humble and kind. Our marriage had been arranged by my mother. I hadn't even seen Miriam before the wedding. All I knew was that her family was too poor to offer any dowry. My mother wasn't happy about that, but because Miriam's beauty was widely praised in our neighborhood, she agreed. On our wedding night, when I lifted her veil for the first time, my heart skipped a beat. Miriam was even more beautiful than I could have imagined. Her radiant smile and innocent eyes captured me instantly. From that moment, I was deeply in love. But happiness didn't last. My mother was a strict, traditional woman. She didn't like how close Miriam and I had become. Every night when I came home from work, eager to spend time with my wife, my mother would find reasons to keep me busy, complaining that I was neglecting my aging parents. My father was sick, so I would spend hours massaging his feet while my mother filled the house with grievances. Miriam stayed quiet. She never complained, but I could see the sadness building in her. Some nights, by the time I made it to our room, she was already asleep, her face tired and tear-streaked. Then came an opportunity that promised change. My employer in Pakistan praised my hard work and offered me a chance to go to Saudi Arabia with double the pay. Excited, I agreed immediately. But Miriam was heartbroken. "Junaidi, please don't leave me here," she pleaded through tears. "Take me with you. Your mother will never let me live in peace." But I didn't have the money to bring her with me. I had borrowed heavily to fund my trip. "Let me settle there first," I promised, holding her hands. "Once I save enough, I'll call you." Reluctantly, she agreed. When I left, her cries echoed in my ears. In Saudi Arabia, I worked day and night. Alone in my tiny rented room, I would stare at her photo each night and pray for the day we'd reunite. Then, just a month after arriving, I got a call from her. She was crying uncontrollably. "Junaid, your mother treats me like a slave. She doesn't give me proper food. She keeps me awake late, makes me massage her feet for hours. If you don't get me out of here, I swear I'll end my life." Her words shattered me. I begged her not to do anything drastic. "Please, Miriam, just hold on a little longer. I'll send you to your parents' home, and I'll send money to support you." Eventually, she agreed. I sent her back to her parents and continued to send money discreetly. Though we were apart, we stayed connected through late-night phone calls. She kept telling me about the pain she endured from my mother, but I felt helpless. I couldn't confront my mother from afar. I kept promising her that I'd bring her to me soon. One day, my Saudi employer noticed how depressed I looked and asked me what was wrong. I told him everything. Surprisingly, he offered to help. "Why don't you bring your wife here, Junaid? I'll loan you the money. Pay me back slowly from your salary," he said kindly. My heart soared with hope. He even helped arrange her visa and flight ticket. He found us an affordable place to stay. Everything was falling into place. I called Miriam. She cried with joy. "I can't believe this is finally happening," she said. My father agreed to escort her to the airport in Pakistan. The day she was supposed to arrive, I waited at the airport, holding flowers and brimming with excitement. But Miriam never came out. Hours passed. I asked the airport staff, growing more and more panicked. Finally, they told me something that felt like a punch to the gut. Miriam had disembarked during the transit stop in Dubai. Why? I rushed to Dubai to find out. And there, I was told the unthinkable. She had died in a car accident shortly after landing. They showed me a burned body, completely unrecognizable, and a few of her belongings. My world fell apart. I returned to Saudi Arabia broken, carrying her death like a ghost inside my chest. I buried myself in work. My employer, the same man who had helped arrange her trip, comforted me, gave me a raise, forgave my debt. Years passed. 8 years. Then suddenly, today, I saw her, alive, in another man's house, as his wife, called by another name. And now, sitting on that bench, the puzzle pieces started to shift in my mind. What if she had never died? What if her disappearance wasn't an accident? What if my employer had something to do with it? He had seemed so helpful, too helpful. Fueled by grief, rage, and confusion, I stood up and wiped my tears. I needed answers. I needed the truth. I would find it, even if it meant risking everything. Unable to bear the torment any longer, I decided to confront my employer, the man I had trusted more than anyone in this foreign land. I walked into his office, hands trembling, but voice firm. "Sir, I need to talk to you. It's about the woman I told you about, the one I saw yesterday. That's Miriam, my wife." His face changed immediately. Color drained from his cheeks, and a nervous twitch appeared at the corner of his mouth. "You must be mistaken, Junaid," he said too quickly. "Your wife is dead. You saw the body yourself." "No, sir," I said, staring him down. "That woman, Zarina, is Miriam, and I saw you leaving that Arab man's house. You know him, don't you?" He paused. Sweat began to form on his forehead. His lips opened, but no words came. He glanced toward the door and then back at me, as though calculating his next move. "Come inside," he finally said in a low voice. He shut the door behind me and gestured for me to sit. Then, after a long silence, he finally spoke. "You're right, Junaid," he said softly. "Miriam is alive, but her disappearance wasn't an accident." My stomach dropped. He continued. "That Arab man, my business associate, saw her photo one day and became obsessed. He offered me a huge sum of money to make her disappear and deliver her to him. I was drowning in debt. I made the worst decision of my life. I arranged it all, the fake death, the car accident report, the burned body. God forgive me." I stared at him, speechless. My chest burned with rage. "You betrayed me," I whispered, my voice cracking. "You destroyed her life. You destroyed mine." Tears filled my eyes. "I know," he said, lowering his gaze. "I regret it every single day. But I was afraid. That man is dangerous. I didn't know how to stop it." I clenched my fists, trying to contain the fury boiling inside me. "You're going to help me get her back," I said. "You owe me that much." He nodded slowly. "Yes, I'll help, but understand this. He won't let her go easily. We'll be risking our lives." We went to the police. At first, they were skeptical. But once my employer provided the documents and confessed the entire plot, the authorities agreed to act. That same night, a special unit surrounded the Arab man's villa. Hidden in the shadows, I watched with bated breath. When the police burst in, Miriam ran straight into my arms, clutching our son tightly against her chest. Tears streamed down her face. "Junaid," she sobbed, "I knew you'd come." I never stopped praying. "I'm here," I whispered, "and I'm never letting you go again." The Arab man and my employer were arrested on the spot. Even though watching my former employer, the man who once helped me, being dragged away was painful, I knew it was justice. His sins were too great to ignore. In the weeks that followed, Miriam bravely gave her statement. She revealed how she had landed in Riyadh, expecting to reunite with me, but instead, a stranger claiming to be my friend had abducted her from the airport. He took her to a secret location where she was held captive. For days, she was abused, isolated, and broken, until she was forcibly married to the wealthy Arab. She had tried to escape, but there was no way out. She found out she was pregnant during those first terrifying weeks. She had hoped to surprise me with the news, but instead, she was forced to raise our son under the constant threat of violence and control. She named him Rayan. When I first saw him, I didn't know he was mine. But now I understood everything. The betrayal, the lies, the suffering, and the strength Mariam had shown through it all. We returned to Pakistan. The air felt lighter. Our home, though small, felt like heaven. Mariam began to smile again. Rayan started school, and I returned to work, not as a technician in a foreign land, but as a man surrounded by love. We told our story not to relive our pain, but to inspire hope. Hope that no matter how dark the night, no matter how deep the betrayal, love and truth can still triumph. And every night, as I held Mariam close and watched Rayan sleep peacefully, I whispered thanks to God for giving me back what I thought I had lost forever. So, friends, this was today's story, a tale of love tested by betrayal, a woman stolen and imprisoned, a husband who never stopped searching, and a truth that could not be buried. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll return soon with more unbelievable true stories. Stay safe, stay hopeful. Allah Hafiz.